Walters playing behind Walsh with his devastating speed. He cuts through the line. They're not going to get him from there.
Meters out. Short side. Cleary takes on Reynolds. Cleary! Cleary scores! The Iceman cometh!
Welcome to the Code Sports NRL special. Brent Reid, Michael Carianis, and we're going to dissect two magical performances ahead of Sunday's blockbuster. We've got Nathan Cleary's heroics in the 2023 Grand Final where he turned the game, and then Reedy, you're going to take a closer look at Reece Walsh's performance against the Raiders. So Reedy, the 2023 Grand Final.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary didn't have the greatest opening.
No.
55 minutes, 60 minutes of that game.
Cleary, pass hits the deck.
In that second half, he kicks the ball dead. 7 tackles set.
Cleary chips over the top. Walsh was out of position. Here's the kick. Too long. It hops over the back.
Broncos march up the field. Ezra Mann scores the first of his 3 tries to ignite the grand final.
Ezra Mann from a standing start with blistering footwork. He's beaten them for pace. Mann for the corner. What a try!
And then 2 massive moments for that game. Nathan Cleary misses 2 tackles. Defensively, he's been brilliant throughout his career, but on one occasion he gets burnt badly by Reece Walsh.
It's a 17-year wait about to end.
It was like a touch footy move.
Now Walsh. Cleary came out and Walsh went straight through. Ezra's there. Ezra Mann for a hat-trick. The Broncos have got another one.
And then he gets burnt.
Gets the ball away up to Cogger.
And this time by Ezra Mann to score the try.
Straight through. Ezra Mann is going to get a try, scoring double in the grand final. Brisbane are motoring home.
What do you think his headspace was like standing behind the goalpost?
He's a pretty unflappable guy, isn't he? But I imagine he would have been really disappointed in himself and would have shouldered a lot of the blame for the way Penrith were going in that game at that point. He would have been behind those posts sort of deciding what he had to do to drag his side back into the game. And we saw he did that.
Yeah, we're about to witness the most magical 15 minutes grand final history. There was a subtle shift in the Panthers because Jack Cogger came onto the field for Jerome Luai, and you'll notice 2 of the 3 tries that Nathan's directly involved in, he's actually at second receiver, which is not a position that he plays too often. But so Cogger jumps into first receiver, hits Nathan Cleary. He gets on the outside of Kurt Capewell.
Off him again, beats Capewell, wants support, Leona is there, the Panthers have life.
So that gives him momentum, right?
Yeah.
But what does he do the next set, which really gets him on the front foot?
Yeah, well, he kicks a 40-20.
Cleary from inside the 40, trying to hook it back towards the sideline. He's got the 40-20. Nathan Cleary standing tall.
It was a huge play in the context of that match because we put him on the attack again and then they went to work. And he didn't play a big part in it. Well, he sort of played a role in the next try, but it wasn't the most significant role.
No, but what he did was he was standing at second receiver again, and then just gave Stephen Crichton early ball, and Stephen Crichton too big, too strong.
Stephen Crichton, he scores!
The lead up to that 3rd try, the magical moment was, I actually forgot about this until we watched it back, the fact that Adam Reynolds, could sense the momentum was shifting and try to find the sideline from a line dropout with his team on the back foot.
Try and a penalty. He does go long this time, out towards the sideline. A big play by Cleary.
Nathan Cleary, too smart, 1 foot over the sideline, gets a penalty, puts his side on the front foot.
His rugby league IQ is off the charts, isn't it? I mean, he's just so smart. Rarely makes a bad play or a stupid play or a wrong decision in games. And when you're in big games like that, you're probably more prone to perhaps being caught out or overplaying a hand or something, but not him because he's just the Iceman. Yeah. And that was one of those moments, that we're talking there millimetres. I mean, if his foot's a millimetre in the air,
they probably don't win.
They don't win.
It sets up this piece of brilliance.
Meters out. Short side. Cleary takes on Reynolds. Cleary! Cleary scores! The Iceman cometh!
So this is the greatest blindside raid since the 97 grand final.
Oh.
Mitch Kenny, little subtlety, shapes right, goes left. And then Nathan Cleary, having got beat twice, stood up in similar fashion moments before, delivers the grand final for Penrith.
Yeah, obviously caught that staggered defensive line and just left a trail of Broncos players in his wake. Didn't he make 4 of them in the end he beat? And just that big left foot step, Reynolds a bad miss, Ricky a bad miss, Billy Walters, and then Reece Walsh just got caught out of position there. But obviously he's so aware of everything that's going on around him, Nathan. He would have known that maybe Reece was a bit lazy. Maybe blokes didn't react as quickly as they should have.
Where does it rank for you?
That 20 minutes?
Yeah. We're
going to talk Reece Walsh's 20 as well, aren't we? They're different though. It's the context, right? This isn't a grand final, the ultimate decider. So it was an amazing 20 minutes given the magnitude of the occasion. But I reckon Reece's was, as we'll see, Reece was a bit more dominant maybe? I don't know.
We'll talk about
that. A bit more scintillating.
He's a 40-20. On tackle 3, Walsh rockets it towards the sideline. He's done it again.
Well, Mick, Reece Walsh 2 weeks ago now it was. Feels like it was yesterday. The nation's capital. He produced an amazing 20 minutes or so against the Raiders. They were gone, Brisbane, absolutely gone. And Reece just put him on his back. But it started a bit like Nathan's grand final heroics with a bad moment for Reece in that game where he was involved in an incident with Hudson Young.
Right on the chest.
What's happening here?
Oh
dear.
Now, obviously, he came into your face there, but you have to control your actions. You're in the middle of that.
It looked at that point as though he cost them the game.
Didn't expect him to come out with with his mind at ease, right? Like with a clear purpose, clear direction. He looked like he was going to come onto the field and be a bit scattered, frantic.
Yep.
It was anything but that. It was a magical performance.
We'll go through it now.
Walters playing behind Walsh with his devastating speed. He cuts through the line. They're not going to get him from there.
He spots a gap. It's very hard to stop him just because he's the acceleration and the pace he's got. And we saw it here when he just gets on the outside of Jamal Fogarty and he makes him look silly.
And Tim McCall didn't have enough time to adjust on the inside, and then he strips Kyle Weeks, who's an absolute speedster. And even then, I'm watching it going, oh, it's a nice try, right? But I'm not thinking the Broncos are back here at all.
But that changed completely changed momentum of that game. Reece Walsh on the attack again, and this time we see the ball playing ability he's got.
12 metres away. They're bombarding this left-hand side. They're going to get the try! Brisbane are back in this!
Well, this what happens. Next time he goes down, identical play.
It's a very selective pass for Josh Karapani. Catches out Jed Stewart, and it's the other string to Reece's bow. I mean, we all know his magical running game and his footwork, but he could pick a pass as well.
Is there a better front foot player in the competition than Reece Walsh? Because he's dynamite, he's electric, and then combine that with his silky skills and timing, it was on full display there. The change of tempo, the change of pace, retreating Canberra defensive line, and that right edge was horrific for Canberra against Brisbane, replicated against Cronulla. But Reece Walsh just exposed them significantly to set up a beautiful try.
And then we saw another bit of another string to his bow, his kicking game, because he came up with we shouldn't even call this a 40-20.
No.
This was more like a 30-10. I mean, this was a ridiculous kick.
He's a 40-20.
On tackle 3, Walsh rockets it towards the sideline. He's done it again!
Are you serious?
He's carrying them to the finish line.
He kicked that from inside his 30, didn't he?
Yeah, similar to Nathan Cleary in the grand final, right? Nathan Cleary kicked that decisive 40-20. Reece Walsh does the same. Gets his side back into they're already in the game, but now you can shift. You're sitting there going, all right, these boys are on here off the back of Reece. It was a one-man show. Reece Walsh then with that 40-20. They score off the back of that, and it's game on.
The back of the game, the 2 points down. Who steps up? Reece Walsh tries the 2-point field goal.
2-pointer. Here's Walsh. The chasers come. He's hit it towards the sticks. It's drifting towards.
It was just an amazing moment where you thought this goal's going over. Hits the crossbar, stays out. Ridiculous.
I'd argue Nathan Cleary probably kicks it.
Yeah,
given the way Nathan Cleary has done it over the past couple of years.
Reece likes to make things a little bit more spectacular.
Well, he does, and then gets the penalty.
Well, Carrigan, he gives it back. He's giving him no time. The kick's been charged down. There's 5 to game for
Reece Walsh is injured. They have penalty. This is going to be a penalty.
28 all full time.
I'm going to give Nathan Cleary the edge for two reasons.
Yeah.
Grand final.
Oh, it's huge,
obviously, right? Like, I think we both can concede. Reece Walsh, huge moment, huge game. But Nathan Cleary actually wins the game for his side, right? Reece Walsh gets his side into a winnable position. Without him, they do not win.
Yep.
Right? But Ben Hunt wins the game for Brisbane. So that's the only, like, scintillating, sensational, way more probably headline moments from Reece. Some of his players were ridiculous, but Nathan Cleary from start to finish iced the game for the Penrith Panthers.
It's hard to argue with you, Mick, but I'm going to argue with you.
Yeah.
Because I just think for pure... Like, obviously, Nathan was a bigger moment. It's a grand final. I understand that. But just for pure adrenaline and excitement and just moments of spectacular football and individual genius, right? As good as Nathan was, and he was amazing, right? But that day at Canberra, you couldn't take your eyes off Reece Walsh. I was on the sideline. I can't remember, you were there? No. I was and you just couldn't not take your eyes off this guy. He's magnetic when he's playing football. And that was him at his absolute peak, his best, where whenever he got the football, you knew something's going to happen here. Good, bad, didn't matter.
Yeah,
but it was vintage Reece Walsh.
He's box office.
Man.
There's no doubt about that. But I think for mine, Cleary just grand final, huge tick.
Yeah.
Right? Huge tick. And the fact that he won the game.
Yeah.
Brisbane don't win without Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
But Nathan Cleary won the game for Penrith. Who gets the job done on Sunday?
Well, I think Brisbane get the job done. I think maybe Reece wins out on this occasion. I think they'll be hell-bent in revenge after that grand final a couple of years ago. So I think they might get them. The dynasty might be over, Mick.
Panthers for mine.